changes everything.
Does that make me a selfish jerk?
I need your help now.
Are you feeling sleepyhead?
Sleepiness time.
You can never know what you're really doing.
The one who is at risk is Michael.
What's the matter, cat? Got your tongue?
Honestly, who cares if Dante's the father? They were teenagers, and he doesn't even know. Why is Chase acting like some jealous teenager? This entire storyline is just absurd. Lulu's out here trying to wreck Brooklyn's marriage, and meanwhile, no one's batting an eye about Jocelyn working for the WSB. Really? Why is no one asking where she is? And Valentin's passports. Classic. Not to mention the little shout out to all my children with that Will and Melanie Cortland reference. Nice touch. But seriously, Chase needs to get a grip. This was ages ago, before they were even married, and Brooklyn already told him she had a kid. So now it's Dante, who's actually a friend, and who cares? They're both adults. It really shouldn't matter. I'm not even surprised they're probably going to break up Chase and Brooklyn now. Let me guess, Brooklyn's going to end up pregnant after all this drama. Oh, and Carly, let's just throw in that she's being poisoned for some mysterious reason we haven't figured out yet. Classic soap opera nonsense. And then there's the showdown between Sonny and Valentin. Please, Sonny better call him out for messing with his meds. That's going to be good. But what happened to Laura's husband? Where's he been? It's been months. If he's stuck in some character closet, they really need to let him out for a bit of air. At this point, he might as well be on vacation. And don't even get me started on Lulu. Why is she poking around in Brooklyn's life or marriage? Brooklyn has come so far, and Lulu can't even be happy with Rocco without running off to chase Charlotte. Now that Charlotte's back, you just know Lulu will get bored and start stirring up trouble again. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Oh wow, the storylines on this show have officially hit a whole new level of ridiculousness. Jocelyn in the WSB. Really? That's just stupid. And Brooklyn didn't even need to tell Chase it was Dante. Again, just dumb. As for Drew, can we just give him his walking papers already? Time to go, buddy. And Chase, ugh. Seriously, get it together. Brooklyn's pregnancy happened 21 years ago, 2 decades, plus 1. Who even cares if Dante's the dad? If Chase and Brooklyn have such a rock-solid marriage, this shouldn't even be a thing. But nope, here we are, watching Chase completely unravel. If this one little piece of gossip can shake their entire marriage, then maybe it's not as strong as they think. Poor Chase. All he wanted was a baby of his own, but instead, he finds out that Dante is the one who fathered Brooklyn's kid. Tragic, right? Except, not really. Honestly, these storylines are some of the worst I've seen in forever. I don't even watch GH the way I used to now. I just binge a week's worth of episodes in a single sitting, barely paying attention. I used to come home from work, plop down, and immediately turn on the show. Not anymore. Sigh. And let's be real, Chase and fake Lulu. Both of them can exit stage left. Dante and Brooklyn. It's about time they just get together already. Oh, and remember when I called it about Gio being Dante and Brooklyn's son. Some people didn't believe me, but look who's right now. Mic drop. Also, spoiler alert, Morgan is still alive and Avery, definitely his daughter, not Sonny's. Carla Babes totally messed with Ava's maternity test results. I'm telling you, anything is possible on GH. If looks could kill, Sonny would have wiped out half the cast by now. He's been giving that same death stare ever since he shot Dante and that crazy FBI agent. The guy is basically ready to pull the trigger at any moment. No Chase. No. Seriously, can we ever get a couple that stays happy, other than Lucky and Laura? Is that even possible? Oh, and here's my prediction. Valentin's going to distract Sonny with some news about Carly being in the hospital. Watch, He'll probably trigger some chest pains, and Valentin will notice. Just wait for it. And speaking of today's episode, it looks like Dante and Rocco are moving out of the Quartermain house and into Lulu's place. So does that mean Jason and Danny are moving into the penthouse before Easter? It seems like everyone's packing up and leaving the Quartermain estate. Honestly, though, Dante and Jason should have never moved in together in the first place. The kids were always going to have to go their separate ways, especially with their different dads. Duh. Well, since Joss joined the WSB, it's been a blessing. Honestly, the fewer scenes she's in, the better. Maybe now she'll get an assignment that drags her out of Port Charles for good. And hey, while we're at it, can someone please fix this whole Trina time mess? Seriously, why is she constantly falling head over heels for someone? How about we just send her to Paris to finally focus on her art career? Because honestly, her character is about as necessary as a screen door on a submarine. What does she even contribute to GH at this point? Now, as for Brooklyn and Chase, this whole mess with Dante should not, and I repeat, should not affect their relationship. But of course, Chase is going to have some jealousy issues because, that makes total sense. It was 20 years ago, for crying out loud. They were just kids. It's his best friend, and now he finds out Dante is the father of Brooklyn's child. That's a lot to swallow, even if it happened 2 decades ago. Chase had no clue that Dante and Lulu were a thing back then, and yet he's supposed to just brush it off. Not likely. And yeah, he's forgiven Brooklyn a million times, but she let him get close to Dante, knowing full well they shared a child. So yeah, he has every right to whine about it. Ugh, and don't even get me started on how this whole thing is going to destroy Chase and Brooklyn. Of course it matters that Dante is her baby's father, but the real issue here is that Brooklyn kept that secret for years. She knew, and she said nothing. Nothing. It's like the writers just randomly decided to change history, and now we're all supposed to act like this makes a sense. Newsflash, it doesn't. Honestly, at this point, I just hope Brooklyn ends up with Dante. The way Chase is acting is so childish that it's only going to push Brooklyn and Dante closer together, especially once they find out that Gio is their son. Lulu wants to tell Dante so that he can be mad at Brooklyn. But honestly, Dante doesn't seem like the type to get mad at her. It was 20 years ago, and she did what she had to do. And now Brooklyn wants to spill the beans to Chase, right after he finds out he can't have kids. Classic move. She tells him about a baby he didn't know existed, and then rubs salt in the wound by telling him Dante is the dad. Lulu, who cares about Dante, thinks he should know. Yeah, I agree, Dante should know, because there's always the chance that Gio might come looking for his birth parents one day. So, Dante, just so you know, your mom gave you up, and your dad had no clue you were even born. Honestly, all these people saying it shouldn't matter that Dante's the father, seriously, it does matter. First of all, Dante and Chase aren't just some random guys. They're best friends, partners, basically brothers. So now Chase is supposed to keep this massive, life-altering secret from his best friend. Yeah, no big deal, right? Second, let's think about this for a second. How would you feel if the one thing you wanted most in the world to give to your spouse, something you can't, your best friend swoops in and gives it to them? Doesn't matter if he knows it or not, Dante would have a bond with his wife that Chase never could. Of course, it changes everything. I mean, come on. And Sonny? Really, he should have shot Valentin the second that lying snake started spitting out nonsense about how Brennan was behind everything, tampering with Sonny's meds and trying to take him out with assassins. Newsflash, Valentin's the one running pikeman, and he's the one who ordered the whole thing. But of course, Sonny just lets him off the hook so Valentin can turn around and go after Brennan instead. Great plan, right? Laura better start looking over her shoulder because Valentin won't leave Port Charles without either Charlotte or Brennan. and I'm guessing not in a good way. Now, if this whole mess ends up tearing Chase and Brooklyn apart, I swear I'm going to lose it. This whole thing happened before Brooklyn even knew Chase was in the picture. She told him the truth, so why does it matter if Dante's the dad? Chase should be able to handle it. I mean, come on, they're partners and friends. But no, now Brennan's just making everything worse. Seriously, he's on my last nerve. And Carlys' family. Yeah, they need to know what's really going on. Brennan will do anything to save his own skin. And it's about time everyone sees that. Is it just me? Or is Joss's storyline so underwhelming? She's been on screen twice in the past week, and none of it makes a lick of sense. It feels like she's being shoved aside with zero development. Honestly, she had a better storyline before she even joined the WSB. And now the spoilers are telling us Olivia and Lois are about to have a major fault over Olivia finding out Lois kept her grandkid a secret for years. I mean, really? This is the drama we're getting. And let's talk about Lulu. Could she be any more selfish? Dante's life is completely falling apart, and she thinks it's a brilliant idea to take Rocco because, of course, she thinks it's a good idea. I've never disliked a character more than I do Lulu right now. Valentin, meanwhile, is busy plotting his revenge against Jack Brennan. The guy lied to Sonny, but here's the kicker. Jack didn't even know about the whole switching of Sonny's meds until Valentin spilled the beans in a prison van and, yeah, paid the driver to let him have a chat. Oh, and just a heads up, Valentin's the one who tried to kill Sonny by messing with Pikeman's operations. Now, here's a wild thought. Could Valentin have been the one who hired the hitman to plant that bomb in Sonny's apartment? The one that was meant for him, but ended up hurting Michael instead. After all, this is the same guy who tried to kill Jack Brennan, but got Carly instead. Valentin's playing a very dangerous game. The question is, why? And who is really in his crosshairs? Now, here's something I just had to laugh at. Frank Smith was arrested in the Pittsburgh area yesterday. My wife and the cats couldn't understand why I was cracking up so hard over a news story about him wrecking a stolen car. It's just too good. Oh, and about Lulu again. Where exactly was she today with Dante? Laura's apartment or her own place? If she's still at Laura's, I'm just wondering how she thinks there's space for Rocco and Charlotte. The place is already packed. Carly had me cracking up too. She looked so confused when she woke up. I'm honestly hoping the polonium doesn't end up causing permanent brain damage. And on top of all that, Natalie's not just got Blaze, who's gay. Wait till she finds out her son's also gay. That's one fine-looking guy too. Oh, and by the way, what exactly did Valentin say to Sonny? I watched it 3 times and I still can't figure it out. So I thought Ava messed with Sonny's meds just to help her snag Avery back. But nope, turns out it was Valentin and Brennan pulling the strings. Sonny letting Valentin off the hook? That's a joke. I mean, he's a snake who can't be trusted. Sonny must have been taking a break from his usual sharp instincts. And now Lulu wants Rocco to move in with her because, apparently, Charlotte's bad seed status just got upgraded to full-time troublemaker. Classic. Valentin wasted 0 time pinning everything on Brennan, like he had that excuse preloaded, ready for the moment Sonny asked. Oh no, Sonny, it was Brennan's idea. Yeah, sure, buddy. Sonny's not as dumb as he looks. If anything, Valentin just made himself look more guilty. And if there's a coffee meeting on the horizon, well, let's just say he better be ready for it to be served extra hot. By the way, having a block party today. So many new faces showing up with the same photos, or worse, the new Steve or Steven Burtons. If you seem shady, don't be surprised if you get blocked. Just a heads up, folks, stay alert on this page. Now, back to Sonny and Valentin. Sonny's got Valentin in his sights, and you know he's thinking, what's the next move? If I were Sonny, here's my plan. 1. First, I make sure Valentin can't run by putting a little love tap on his feet, maybe both feet. 2. Call Jason for backup. 3. Tie him down, grill him with every question I've got. 4. Make a deal, or just keep him locked up at one of those safe houses until I've got all the info. What do you think? Pretty solid, right? Oh, and as for Drew, honestly, the best move is to just kill him off at this point. Yeah, people will try to argue that it's not really Drew, or there's going to be some wild twist. But if they go that route, Drew needs a redemption arc posthumously. Maybe make it so someone set him up, or there's some grand plan behind his messed up behavior. Either way, redemption after his death is the only way this can work. And don't even get me started on that Crips storyline. Apparently, they're moving it. You can't just move human remains once they're in the ground. That's against the law. Yet we've got supposedly smart lawyers pulling off this nonsense. Bad writing. If you've got a bunch of so-called experts and still manage to screw up a basic legal thing like that, the whole plot just falls apart. What a mess. Brooklyn's hypocrisy is reaching new heights, considering how upset she is that her mother, Lois, and grandmother, Gloria, knew about the child she gave up for adoption. But now, she's about to get a taste of her own medicine because once the truth comes out, Dante, Ned, and the rest of the family are going to feel just as betrayed. At least Brooklyn's finally figured out she needs to come clean to her husband, Chase, which is the bare minimum of responsibility at this point. Oh, and of course, she drops the bombshell that Dante is the father of her child. Spoiler, Chase isn't exactly throwing a party over this revelation. Meanwhile, Tracy's vengeance on Martin Gray? Oh, it's chef's kiss perfect. Martin clearly didn't see that coming, did he? Then there's Jack, what a hero, telling the medical professionals not to inform Carlys' family that she's been poisoned and might die. You know, small things like that. Pretty sure Jason and Sonny are going to have a tiny problem with Jack trying to keep that news from them. And let's not forget Valentin. Oh, Valentin, bringing the poison meant for Jack like he's some kind of glorified delivery guy. That's not going to end well. Trina, meanwhile, is missing Spencer. Yeah, she told Hia all about her thrilling history with Spencer and Esme, which, let's be honest, sounds like the start of a soap opera that's already been renewed for 5 seasons. And Valentin? Well, he's not exactly thrilled at the thought of leaving Charlotte with her mother, Lulu, but lucky for Valentin, Sonny has just enough dirt on him to make him reconsider. For now. As for the rest of the drama, oh, don't even get me started on Trina being paired with such a ridiculously tall guy. Seriously, what were they thinking? I give it a week before Dante finds out about the baby. 2 weeks, maybe, before Gio makes his big dramatic entrance. And if we're talking about Marco, it would have been way more interesting if he were Jagger's son, plotting his revenge on Sonny. But no, it turns out Eva LaRue's post with him and Blaze changes everything. Suddenly, he's her son. Is this some long-lost kid she had with Sidwell before she married Blaze's dad? Maybe she dumped him and ran off, just like Laura ditched Nicola's when she fled Greece. Classic soap move, if you ask me. Do you ever get the feeling that there's something more going on between Tracy and Martin? Because sometimes, the vibe between them feels like it's just one step away from Tracy hopping into bed with him. Again. I mean, come on. Tracy's made a career out of falling for bad boys, and Martin? Well, let's just say his list of exes includes a few with deep pockets. It's crossed my mind more than once, but honestly, maybe these two are just having way too much fun messing around at work. Who knows? But let's talk about the whole Baby Gilmore Corinthos thing for a second. I know a lot of people get up in arms when we refer to Sasha's baby as Baby Gilmore Corinthos instead of Corbin Corinthos, but let's be real. There's no way the powers that be are going to give a baby with such a stellar lineage the last name Corbin. I mean, come on, the kid's got more prestigious bloodlines than some royal families. Scorpio, Sutton, Durbin, Quartermain, Spencer, Gilmore, and spiritually speaking, Corinthos. And let's not forget, giving Michael's child another man's last name. It feels a bit disrespectful, even if it's Sasha's late husband's name. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.